Hey everyone, welcome to the Industry Show. I'm your host Nitin Bajaj, and joining me today is Ravi Chamria. Ravi, welcome on the show.
Yeah, hi, Nitin. Thanks for welcoming on the show. We are very excited. I'm very excited to be here.
Pleasure is all ours. So, Ravi, let's get started with the big question. Who is Ravi?
So, that's a difficult question. I would say I am very unconventional, a risk taker. The way I moved from medicine to IT and has been keeping pace with the emerging tech, got into blockchain 6 years back. So I'm strong-willed, very passionate about how technology can bring in about real change in the society for the benefit of the humanity. So that's what I am.
And we're glad to have you in tech. And I'm sure we are looking forward to hearing more of the amazing work you're doing. But now that we know you a little better, let's play a game. We'd love to get your perspective on these themes that are impacting us as a community. So, in one word, I'd love your response on whether these themes are underrated or overrated. You ready?
Okay. Yep, sure.
All right, let's start with NFT.
I would say underrated,
Okay. Stock market prices,
overrated.
DEI,
DI
diversity,
and
equality and
inclusiveness,
inclusiveness. Yes.
underrated,
Okay. Startup valuations.
overrated,
What about the metaverse?
overrated at this point of time.
How about cash?
Cash is highly overrated.
The great resignation.
Uh, that's overrated.
What about stakeholder capitalism?
Hmm. That's I think overrated.
Real estate prices?
Underrated at this point of time. Depends on the geography also.
And inflation.
Inflation is underrated again.
All right, that was fun. Thanks for playing with me. And, let's now bring it back home and talk about something that is really close to your heart. So tell us, what is Zeeve?
So Zeeve is a blockchain as a service platform. We build the Web3 infrastructure, and it started with a simple automation of blockchain infrastructure, but then moved on to building a lot of exciting services on top of it. And then our larger vision is to set the next benchmark for the privacy and security in the Web3 infrastructure world.
Tell us about who's your ideal customer and what geographies you serve.
So we serve pretty much all the geographies. The major focus being US, UK, Australia. The ideal customer, two customer segments that we have. One is an enterprise customer who has launched a blockchain application, or let's say a consortium. And second is the blockchain startup who's doing something innovative in blockchain space, whether using a public protocol or a permission protocol. So we serve, both kind of customers. We have support for both permission protocols like R3 Coda or Hyperledger Fabric, as well as public protocols. In fact, by January, we are adding 20 other public protocols as support on the platform.
That's really interesting. So I'm really curious. You made this switch from the medical field to tech and then now into blockchain. So why do this and why now?
So one, there is a huge transformation which is happening from Web 2 to Web 3 world.
Right.
And there is the need for that. And it's inevitable. It is going to be there. And we believe that, for this to actually happen in a big way and to be realized sooner than later, you require all the necessary components of this ecosystem, where infrastructure being one of the most important. Um, the dev. So, for example, if you see the DevOps tool sets, which belongs to the centralized world of the Web 2 world, they does not do justice in the Web 3 world. We require a rethinking of the whole architecture, and that's what Zeeve has been doing. And at the same time, blockchain has been validated. Peer-to-peer applications are booming up. In fact, the whole peer-to-peer economy is coming up, which again requires a different set of thinking when we talk about bringing enterprise-grade privacy and security to the whole Web3 world. That's what we are doing with our latest offering called Zeevescape, which is secure communication and privacy engine that will bring in the kind of security and privacy which is required, along with the public protocol, which brings in trust and transparency.
That's really cool. You're at the leading edge of something that's not even defined and structured yet. That's really amazing. What is the size and scale of your operations as of today?
Yeah, so we started small, and in last 1 year we have grown to a very, very passionate, very innovative team of around 75. Wow. And our revenue has, we have clocked more than 2 million revenue in this year. Our MRR has grown from 5,000 at the start of the year to more than 100,000 this month. And the best part is, apart from the revenue and the customer growth, the best is that we have built a community of more than 10,000 developers, and the next target is to increase it to 50,000 developers who trust us, who use the platform, and they are not just users of the platform; they are evangelists for our platform.
Ravi, those are some really impressive numbers. Kudos to you and your team. You guys are doing some really cool stuff.
So, but it's a long way to go. It has just started. We have. I think we see a very explosive growth in 2022. Increase the revenue by at least 3-4 times, and increase the numbers both on the customers, developers, again 3 to 4 times. That's a very. It seems to be a very practical and reasonable target for us.
Super excited and happy for you guys. Tell me, what's the biggest challenge you're facing as a business?
So the major challenge, one, as you rightly said, that it's something new. So it requires a lot of evangelizing. The whole market is still very small. The enterprise adoption has been very slow till last year. It started picking up now. This year, I think, has been, I would say, a turnaround year for enterprise adoption of blockchain. A lot of production level deployments have happened, but still it's very slow. I think the best part that has happened in the last couple of years is the whole DeFi, the growth of DeFi that has happened. It has been validated this year. Tokenization has become a reality, both fungible as well as non-fungible tokens. And so the challenge has been, one, to keep abreast with all the experiments that are happening, be at the cutting edge of whatever is there, and still, make money out of it, or continue to grow the company.
Fun nonetheless, I would think, right?
Yeah, it is. It is very exciting.
So, let me play on that a little bit. What's the most exciting opportunity you're targeting? I mean, there are challenges, there is, the unknown, there is the newness, there is a lot of innovation that's happening. Have you identified that one big opportunity, and if so, what is it?
Yeah, so the opportunity we are seeing is that, the permission blockchains per se have not taken off. And they were conceptualized just for the purpose of bringing privacy and security that is required in the enterprise domain. But now we have seen that, and there was a lot of hue and cry about the public blockchains not being scalable. But that's not true today. So today, if you see some of the next generation public blockchains, they are quite scalable. The throughput has increased, and it pretty much covers all kinds of use cases. But what it lacks, especially when we talk about peer-to-peer applications, we still believe that single ledger blockchains do require a selective consensus or selective data storage, or having enterprise-grade privacy and security. That is going to actually amalgamate these two different worlds, and the adoption will increase. So that is what our major target is, major focus is, to bring the desired privacy and security to the Web3 infrastructure so that it helps increase the adoption and makes it very easy, to move from Web 2 to Web 3.
And it sounds like you're really well poised at that intersection and ready to not just make that change happen, but be there when it does and push things along. So that's really
No,
exciting.
we do. Intel being a technology partner,
Hmm.
and then the kind of enterprise customers that we have, and the blockchain startups. It has been very exciting. It's like we learn from our customers, we learn from our partners, and we have been able to keep abreast with what is required, what are the weak points. Because as I mentioned, it is inevitable.
Hmm.
Web 3 is the most exciting thing that has happened since the internet. And we want to be at the forefront of the innovation there.
It's really cool. Ravi, when you look back in your career, what's been something that became a lesson, right? Where you thought something will go a certain way and it didn't, but it ended up becoming a teacher, and you've learned from it, and hopefully have been able to apply that in whatever happened since.
A lot of things happen. Move from So I've been into startup consulting for almost more than 15 years.
Hmm.
I worked with a lot of startups from Silicon Valley, from US, from India, and have a lot to learn from the mistakes that I made, or the different things we failed at. From a Zeeve perspective, I think we largely focused on enterprise domain and could dream the line that it's taking a bit of time. So
Hmm.
at times it becomes difficult to manage the organization, or the growth of the organization, when things are a bit tight on the adoption side.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, we learned, and especially when COVID happened, things were even bad, because um, people had much more priorities than adopting new technologies or emerging technologies, right? So that has been a lesson that we need to be more anti-fragile,
Hmm.
uh, more adaptive, and we did that. We did a turnaround towards the end of last year, and changed the whole strategy, and we saw that this year we had explosive growth, just because we turned around on what we were doing, what we were planning to do, and we realized that we have to move with the market and read the market more, like with minutely and critically, with a lot of analysis put into it.
Now, just as we make a lot of mistakes, we also have a lot of successes. And I would love for you to share one success story that you're really proud of and want to show off.
Yes, so I would say definitely the kind of interest developers are showing into our platform.
Hmm.
That's the best thing that has
True.
happened. One, it clearly validates.
Hmm.
Second, they become our force of influencers in the market,
Right.
because end of the day, they are the users of the platform. They
Hmm.
are the people who are managing the infrastructure.
True.
And second, we have learned a lot to build the
Hmm.
product. In fact, in 22, we are coming up with some very exciting DevOps tool sets for the
Hmm.
developers that I'm sure will revolutionize the way Web3 infrastructure is being managed.
Again, super exciting. And like you rightly said, these are not just your users, but your ambassadors and your evangelists. And for a new technology, that's that's the key. That's the tipping point, right? If you have that momentum behind it, then
Right.
it's a lot easier for you to make such a big shift happen. So really exciting.
Yep.
Ravi, now let's switch gears, and this is my favorite part of the show, where we talk about one-line life lessons, lessons that have come to shape and define you. And I would love for you to share 5 one-line life lessons with us. These are not quotes, but lessons that are profound, but extremely simple and can be captured in a line. So please go ahead.
Sure. So one, I think Ghan, my co-founder,
Mhm.
CTO, we both share is that unconventionality is our DNA. If you
Love
don't
that.
do it, it never happens. So that I
Nice.
would like to quote first.
Mhm.
And then one of my favorite quote, which I've been writing on my newer diaries since school time, it's that you're never given a wish without also being given the power to make it true.
Nice.
Um, and then one thing our organization has been built on character. We hire characters,
Hmm.
we train skills. So skills and savvy get you to the top, but it's a character which actually keeps you there.
I love that
And
one.
and we definitely believe in that.
Hmm.
And again, the people are the only sustainable advantage of an
Hmm.
organization. Rest of the things will come, go, you adapt, you
Hmm.
change. But end of the day, it's the people who build the organization,
True.
who make it sustainable.
True.
So these are some of the one-liner lessons I would say we believe in. Build a
Ravi,
very
thanks.
strong cutting-edge team, which
Yeah.
are very principled,
Hmm.
high in character, passionate about what they are doing. Rest of the things are secondary, collateral. They obviously follow.
Yeah, I agree. And especially when you're changing the paradigm and you're playing a game that is so new and you're one of the first movers, you need people that are able to, it's not going to be easy, right? And that's
Yep,
why it's extremely important to have a team that is really tracking along in the same direction, that you all have the same goal and same vision. It makes things easier.
absolutely. And I feel blessed that we have been able to build such a great team.
Hmm.
It's amazing team. They are seasoned. They have been with us, for more than 3 years, 4 years now,
Hmm.
and so we're very excited to have them.
That's really awesome, Ravi. Well, thanks again for sharing those one line life lessons. We have an entire collection on our website, onelineLifeLessons.com. And for those who prefer to go on Instagram or any other social media sites, the entire collection is available there. Ravi, thank you for taking the time for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on the journey so far, and you have all our wishes for the continued success going forward.
So thanks, Nathan, for for this opportunity to interact with you.